My name is Elizabeth Cease, and we are Team 7 of the HR consulting team hired by Southwood School for the 2004-2005 school system. As the HR consulting team, we were hired to evaluate the current performance management system, assess the flaws, and implement a new system. As you can see from Table 1, the HR manager that was previously hired had come up with issues from the old system and had developed new, improved ways to those issues. However, through our evaluation, we have learned that they were not implemented correctly. As the consulting team, we are going to identify and improve the current state of the Southwood School performance system and improve and implement a new management system. Next, Andrea will be discussing failures of the performance management system.
After overviewing the performance management system that was implemented in Southwood School, it was easy to recognize some of the flaws that caused failures due to the system that they had established. The first problem that I came across with was the lack of communication throughout the school about the appraisals. There was short notice on meetings, and because of that, a lot of the appraisers were unprepared. Therefore, they did not meet their deadlines. Problems that appraisers came across were that they had no knowledge in training or giving appraisals. They were unaware of the job descriptions and duties of the employees that they were assigned to review, unaware of information to provide during appraisals, and questioned why they gave reviews on employees that they were unfamiliar with. Last, the established system used one-way performance meetings. There was no privacy for reviews to be discussed. They were all done in a public area. Issues and goals were not discussed. Former reviews were not discussed. Post-training was not implemented, and most of the time there was just a bad match in the appraiser or appraisee. I'm going to hand it off to Bianca to talk about the successful management plan that we plan on implementing.
So as far as we know, so the school, as far as the staff members not knowing what exactly needed to be completed, they were clueless. They had no idea what they needed to do, for the school, and the support could not set the objectives for the team, for the staff members. Little attention was paid to them with the minimum of training needs and with some just with a little bit of performance management. So with that being said, here are some steps for our successful performance management systems. The first one is to evaluate your current performance appraisal process. Is look at what kind of feedback you're providing to them. Determine if there's anything you need or to change to evaluate itself. You might decide to build in what you already have or to develop a new system altogether. For the second one is to identify organization goals. Declare any sales goals for the next year. Share any hope better communication. Also, the performance management systems help rally staff members around your organization goals because they already help staff know how they are to be involved in reaching that goal. And then for the third one, set performance expectations. Set the priority for the staff members to know which is most important to make sure to give them a deadline for each task. As you sit down for each staff, clearly lay out your expectations for them. Always acknowledge them first. It kind of encourages them, and share some weaknesses that you already absorbed in them and in their work habits. And for the fourth one, we have monitor and develop the performance throughout the year. As staff members begin to work on their performance, keep an eye on how they are doing. If they appear to be struggling, meet any meeting performance expectations, talk with them and see if you can offer any supporting or coaching. After a while, you have some staff members get off track. It's always good just to sit down with them and let them know, hey, you need to get back in the game and keep your work ethic straight. And then for the fifth one, we have evaluate their performance, provide feedback on their performance, be as specific as possible, noting key examples for when they demonstrate certain quality, talk about the consequences or rewards of their performance, let them know that they'll be getting a pay raise or any changes on their vacation days or any relevant action. And for the performance management systems, it helps rally staff members around your organization goals because they help staff know what they are to be involved in reaching that goal. And for the last one is to set new performance expectations for the next year. Some items might be the same, however, since they are also being based on organization goals, you will need to re-examine your goals for the upcoming year. So as you sit down with each staff, clearly set out the expectations, acknowledge what they're already doing well, and use that to encourage them, and share some weaknesses that you already absorbed in them and in their work habits. And so I'll go ahead and pass this to Alicia that will be talking about our missions and the goals for the school.
Okay, my name is Alicia Mendes and I'll be talking about the missions and the goals for Southwood School. Southwood School goals will be to undergo at least one classroom observation annually. We will also conduct a formal performance review focused on identifying performance objectives. During meetings, we will review, address, and confirm all teachers' essential tasks. Identification of employee strengths and achievements will be addressed as well. Identifying development areas and an action plan on how they will be met. Agreement to future performance objectives and an action plan for the upcoming year. Support will be given to all staff members assigned to conduct teachers' appraisals. All teacher appraisals will be trained to use the system and support staff members. This will ensure that all support staff employees will be appraised by someone who is knowledgeable in their roles and responsibilities. To ensure that there is no negative impact for the organization or other employee job description changes must be approved by line managers too. Finally, all performance review systems require appraisers and employees to document any agreed actions so that everyone understands the action plan for the upcoming year. Documentation can also be used to monitor progress throughout the year. Southwood School mission is to ensure that all staff members meet the annual deadline to complete the annual process. We will also make sure that there is no confusion among staff about what exactly needs to be done to complete or when it's by. We will prove that this system is rewarding for everyone and that it is all around appropriate for all staff members. We will give attention to identifying training needs. Follow-up will occur with appropriate actions. We will ensure that appraisals are led by teachers who have complete knowledge of the support staff member's job. Performance meetings will be a collaborated process with some performance objectives established before the meeting has started. Teachers' performance will encompass pupil process as well as ways of developing and improving teachers' professional practice. Now Selena will be talking about how we are going to improve it.
My name is Selena, and now that we've gone over what failed and what success, we're going to go over what employees can expect now. We're going to provide all employees with objectives of the PM system. They're going to know why we're doing it and why it failed the first time and why it's going to succeed this time. We're also going to provide all employees with evenly spaced deadlines. A problem before was that people weren't meeting the deadlines expected. So we're going to give them a schedule where we have to meet this objective by this date, the second objective by the next date, and you'll be reviewed and have a meeting on such date. That way people can keep up with the PM system. We're going to match the appropriate appraiser with the appropriate appraisee. Just because everyone knows the same plan doesn't mean everyone's qualified to appraise everyone. For example, we're going to have staff members appraise other staff members, but not staff members appraising teachers. It wouldn't work that way just because they're not working in the same field. So they're not accustomed to what the other person needs to get done. Also, we're going to exclude teachers from objectives that come for the staff members. This goes back to our last point. We can't have the teachers be worried about budget. They need to be worried about the students. We're going to exclude staff members from objectives that are set for the teachers. We don't need any staff members to set up educational goals or anything like that. We need them to focus on the office side of the school. After appraisals, We're going to assess training and development needs. It's great to have an appraisal and to see what didn't go right during the year, but we also need to assess what needs to go right next year. So from that meeting, we're gonna see what training and development we can offer that staff member to better themselves next year. We're gonna provide follow-up reviews. After we let them know what needs to be done and what needs to be fixed, we're gonna follow up with them and make sure it gets done. If we just give them a plan and hand them off, there's no telling if it gets done. So we're gonna have follow-ups. We're also gonna have performance objectives for improvement that will be set after appraisals. One of the problems was that we were going into these appraisals with objectives already set for the next year. That doesn't work because we haven't evaluated what's wrong yet. So we're going to do it after the appraisal, and we're going to see what needs to be fixed after that. And now that we know what to expect, we're going to conclude it with Elizabeth.
In conclusion, the priority for our consultant team was to provide satisfaction for both employees and the organization of Southwood School. As Selena had mentioned, through our evaluation, we were going to provide that all staff members be appraised by the most accurate and dependable staff member and their immediate supervisor. And the preparation documentation would be completed before the one-on-one scheduled meeting. Job descriptions will be updated yearly, and training and development will be offered to all employees. The benefits of an effective performance management system include motivation to the employees. Managers gain insight about subordinates, the organizational goals are made clear, and the employee engagement is enhanced. An effective performance management system is a continuous, never-ending cycle, and it will consistently need to be monitored and improved for flaws. Thank you.